Who do I want to be? Hard to tell. Everyone who I want to be, it's really hard to tell because everyone's on their own journey these days, you know? Everybody wants, you know, some people want to party, some people want to be successful, some people just want to live off other people. I just want to look back when I'm 30, 40, 50 years from now. I just want to look back and say I tried my hardest to be something in life. My name is Janru Suarez. I'm 24, currently studying. Living in Sydney right now, originally from the Philippines, Bohol Island to be exact. And yeah, we're here. Growing up in the Philippines, I lived in two parts of the island. So I lived on the countryside and I went to school there for a bit. And I also lived in the city. I think the city life was kind of crazy because we kind of stayed in like not such a good part of the island. There was a lot of troublemakers around us, but pretty much my dad kept me safe the whole time. Growing up in the countryside, it was fun. You know, you're just free to roam around, have fun with friends. Just growing up with like family members, and that it was pretty cool. It's kind of a weird situation because when I go back home, it's kind of like, it's a challenging experience when I go back home because they think, you know, I'm financially stable, even though I'm only in my 20s. I'm still trying to figure out life. I tell them, like, you know, it's not like what you see on TV where like someone else is from a good country. You think they drive cars and have like houses and TVs and all that material things you can get. Nah, I try to tell them like it's not like that. You know, you have to work hard for everything that you have. They do tend to think like, oh, I can't afford everything. I have everything I need. I tell them just like, you know, it's not like that at all. But yeah, man, it's kind of like a mindset as well. Like they're, you know, stereotyped on what they see on TV and stuff. But yeah, it is like that. Oh, traveling back home it's a humbling experience. When you go back home, as soon as you arrive, you see like, you know, infants just sleeping with their family on the street side, like on cut-out cardboards, and it's just like, man, like this is crazy, you know, like this shouldn't happen in life in general. It's a humbling experience. It makes you realize like, oh, I have it so lucky, you know. I might think I have a bad, like there's some days where like, oh, what's going on? Like nothing's going my way. But when you see it, you're like, oh, I'm so blessed to be here, so blessed to be in a position where like I can go from Sydney to back home and see that. It makes you like, puts things in general, like, you know, you're here for a reason, you know, you gotta help them out. And yeah, when I go back home, it's just like, you know, it brings happiness to me because I get to see family members. I get to take them places where they usually, you know, don't go sometimes. So like, yeah, just to see everyone else happy that I'm there, I help them out, they enjoy the time when I'm there. It's good, it's a good feeling. Plus I come back like really refreshed and like, you know, I'm ready to go for whatever's gonna be challenging me in the future. And yeah, like I said, it's a humbling experience. You're coming to Australia, I'm like, oh cool, I'm just gonna go there for like a month or two since I finished year 4 anyway. And then she goes, oh, you're gonna go to school here. I was like pretty shocked at that time. I was like, oh, crazy, like I'm going to school here. And since we follow like American timeline for everything, I was pretty much halfway through year 5 here. So I went to school somewhere down in Coogee. And it was just a big culture shock because everyone around me was like just speaking English. They were like doing normal kid stuff. Back when I was studying year 4 in the Philippines, we're just cutting classes, just going out to play basketball, just going for a swim down the river. And it was just big culture shock. Like, you know, everything here is like, it's just built for like how you grow up and how you transition into like high school, rather than there you're free to roam, free to do whatever you want. So yeah, it's just different because when I lived there, I was just having so much fun. Like, I was looked after obviously because of all the bad things around me. But it was just fun being with friends and cousins and all that as a kid. And then when I moved here, the first culture shock was when the first day or the second day we were at lunch, and I had like rice and chicken with me, and everyone else had like sandwiches, and I was like, oh, like what's going on? So I just put my food back in my bag and I'm like, nah, I'm not eating, because I just felt like an outsider. So that was like a big transition for me, and also like not being able to go outside of school during lunch, because in the Philippines you can leave, and that's why we skip class a lot, because you can leave and not come back. But here you're just in school, and yeah, it's a big shock. And also over there you have to make your own way to school, come back, walk. It's pretty dangerous as well. Like the walks are dangerous because sometimes you can go through the riverside and it's kind of like slippery, so you can just fall in the river and shit. So yeah, that was that. And over here you just get picked up, they walk you. You're pretty much babied here. So that was a big shock for me. And the fact that when I walked into my class, they were singing to introduce me, and in my head I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, we don't do this. You know what I mean? I was in year 4 with I was probably 8. I was in year 4 with 12-year-olds, and because they've been held back for a while, because they're troublemakers and they just didn't go to school or they can't afford it. So I was for older boys. So it's just strange, just growing up in that background. Yeah. Point is now, it's probably the best decision my parents have made, because I'm in such a better place. Not to put anyone down back home. I'm in such a better place. I can travel, I can do what I want. I'm working, I'm studying, rather than back home it's like a dogfight to be something, because it's just you go to school, you go to uni, you get a job, and they don't really pay much back there. Over here you can earn a lot even if you don't go to school, even if you don't finish uni. So I think that's probably such a good decision from my parents' point of view, and especially mine. I didn't want to stay here at all, because my whole life is back there. I wanted to stay. I got upset, oh, what am I even doing here? I'm not from here. It's very tribal for me at that time. But looking back, they definitely, they did great making that decision for me. And I just went along with it, and now I'm here. I'm in a good place. I'm happy where I'm at. It's good to be in a place where I can help people back home as well. Yeah, financially, and just to be there for them if something's wrong. Being here helps a lot with that. So yeah. I don't get tattoos and just it being looking good. Well, at the beginning I was I'm just gonna get tattoos that'll have meaning to me. So on my right thigh, it's just a wave. I forgot what it's called, but it's very popular. So I got the wave just to remind me of the island life. Even though we don't have big waves over there, but it just reminds me of how fun the ocean is and all that stuff. And just above the wave, it's got the Filipino sun. So that reminds me of home. Underneath the wave, I have the Liverpool slogan. So I have "You'll never walk alone." So if you're a football fan, you'd know what that is. On my right thigh, I have now written in digital font. So I got it because to take advantage of the moment, and whatever happened in the past, all the decisions I made, led me to where I am now. And just live in the moment, not even on some cliche stuff, just to take advantage of the position I'm in. And that's and above it, it's a little angel. I just realized as well that it meant being fertilized, something about fertilization. But to me, it just means angels look down on me, keep me safe. On my left ankle, it has a palm tree, because in my island, there's always especially in my town, there's heaps of palm trees and coconut trees. and it's a big business around there. So that was my first tattoo, which is the palm tree, just to remind me of home. And the big piece is on my chest. It's a tiger, and my mom's portrait is right in the middle of my chest, just, you know, because she's just been a significant figure in my life. You know, she came from rags to riches, and like selling sweets in the streets from like, since she was pretty much between 7 to 10, they were forced to sell like desserts and sweets in the streets for like 10 to 12 hours as a you know, child. Just from that to being where she is now, being a manager, being like, you know, having something in life, is just, you know, it's motivational. So I got her tatted here. Plus, it's also to show appreciation of her. So that's why I got that tattoo of her. You know, based on that. I'm probably gonna get more though. You know, just to like something that has meaning with my life now. But yeah, that's in the future because tattoos are expensive in Australia. Yeah, probably go back to Philippines and get it done. Yeah. That's that.
Because you got your chest done in the Philippines, wasn't it?
Yeah, so yeah, the original big piece was done in the Philippines. It was crazy because it was just like, I asked my cousin, and he was like, oh, I know a guy. I thought it was like a professional tattoo place, and he just goes, nah, we got to his house and he was clean, he was professional in that. He just didn't have a studio. So I was like sitting down like this getting tatted, and like probably 15-20 meters down there, there's just like a wild pig roaming around. So it's pretty crazy, like the experience of like, you know, people would think like it's dirty and sanitary and like all that jazz. But to me it was like, it's normal. Plus, when I came back to Sydney, I got it retouched and everything. So it looks better now. Yeah, that's how I got it done. It's hard to tell, man. It's hard to tell. Everyone who I want to be, it's really hard to tell because everyone's on their own journey these days, you know? Everybody wants, you know, some people want to party, some people want to be successful, some people just want to live off other people. I just want to look back when I'm 30, 40, 50 years from now, if I'm alive then. So I look back and say I tried my hardest to be something in life, to be, you know, to have a good career, to have traveled to a lot of continents, a lot of countries. Yeah, it's hard to tell these days, man. I want to be, you know, I just want to have a career in what I'm gonna study at uni. You know, I'm gonna be studying this year. I'm gonna be starting Bachelor's of Education in primary school. So I'm pretty excited for that. Maybe in a few years' time, I'll be a teacher. Anything could happen. So I'll be a teacher, do that. Do what everybody else wants to do in life. Have a house, have a kid, gorgeous wife. That's it, man. It's just, for me, it's kind of simple. A lot of people just overcomplicate stuff. For me, it's simple, you know? Put your mind into things, focus on it, and get it done. Which is, you know, it took me a while. It took me a few years after high school to figure out what I wanted to do, but now I'm here, I'm more mature. I chase my goals, like, all the time. Like, whatever I put my mind to it, I just chase it, man. Like, there's no point in, like, feeling sad, feeling upset about things. You're not gonna achieve anything, well, if you do that. So yeah, going back to the question, what I want to be, I want to be a good person to my family, to provide, you know, for my family back home as well, to, you know, to be a good brother to my sister, and of course to be successful in what I want to do in life. You know, to have a good career, be a good teacher, influence the next generation. That's that, man. For me, it's simple. You know, I don't need to complicate stuff. Obviously, you're gonna have a few challenges as you go on with whatever whatever you want to do. But I think I'm ready. Like, this is, it took me a few years to figure it out, but I'm ready. I'm ready for everything. Yeah.